I thank the gentleman for yielding. And Madam Speaker, I rise in support of H.R. 3589, my legislation to award American cyclist Greg LeMond with a Congressional Gold Medal. And I thank Mr. Graves from Georgia, the co-author, lead Republican on this bill. It's a bipartisan measure, and it's clear by the number of co-authors that Greg LeMond has tremendous respect in this chamber. It's pointed out that he was born in California, Madam Speaker, but he's your favorite son as well, having grown up in Nevada. Mr. Speaker, Greg LeMond stands atop the list of the greatest American cyclists in our history. His accomplishments speak for themselves. The only American in history to officially win the Tour de France. A three-time Tour de France champion. The youngest American ever selected for the U.S. Olympic team. The first American in history to win a major cycling tournament in Europe. The winner of 22 races overall. These achievements alone would place Greg firmly among the greatest of American athletes, but they don't tell the full story. Greg's career has embodied many of our most cherished and fundamental values: sportsmanship and sacrifice, and being a good teammate. Greg won the Tour de France 3 times, but he could have won even more. In '84 and '85, Greg LeMond was in a position to win the Tour, in position to win another title for himself. But instead, both times, Greg LeMond chose to deputize himself to his teammates, sacrificing a chance at the title himself to ensure that one of his teammates would emerge victorious. Greg would continue to demonstrate that selflessness for the rest of his life. In addition, Greg personified the ideals of perseverance and commitment, never more so than during the 1989 Tour de France. Because in 1987, as you heard, while recovering from a broken wrist and collarbone, Greg LeMond was shot during a hunting accident. Doctors removed over 40 shotgun pellets from his abdomen. He was told that he would never ride a bike again. 18 months later, Greg LeMond mounted one of the greatest comebacks in the American sports history, winning the 1989 Tour de France by 8 seconds, the closest margin of victory in the history of that event. That victory, on the heels of his gunshot wounds, an appendectomy, a broken wrist, and a fractured collarbone, was the last time an American won the Tour de France. In the years since, Greg LeMond has devoted himself to helping others. He and his wife, Kathy, are active in numerous community causes, helping victims of sexual abuse and supporting research into various childhood illnesses. Greg LeMond has worked to promote clean and healthy sporting habits and to encourage young people to live healthy, active, engaged lifestyles. More than any other cyclist in our history, Greg LeMond was the epitome of the breaking away culture. A young kid on a bike trying to do things no American had ever done. Madam Speaker, Greg LeMond is one of our nation's greatest athletes, a tremendous role model, and a force for good in his community. It's fitting and proper that we honor him with the Congressional Medal. I thank everyone, encourage you to vote for this bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.